everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. My name is Roman and you are here watching your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. What up? Hope everybody's having a good day. It's Wednesday, hump day, halfway through the week. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Really good. I went ahead and got more productive last night with my with the Bitcoin offerings that we're doing here. I finished setting up our Bitcoin tracking sheet premium edition. It's also it's a digital product that we're gonna be selling here on the show. For new stackers, I want to use my same tracking sheet that I use here on the show. So I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that later. But it's nice to see that process done. So we're doing this because we want to generate more revenue from this channel, and also so we can generate more revenue from the channel so we can get closer to the 1 BTC goal. So far, we've launched one-on-one coaching calls with me, which is basically me showing you how to set up your Bitcoin strategy, your Bitcoin solution. So one-on-one Bitcoin strategy calls. And I just launched the Bitcoin stacking sheet premium form. It sounds so funny saying those things. Anyway, those are potential ways that we could generate revenue for the show, and we'll be keeping track of all of those buys and adding that to our spreadsheet so that we can get closer to to getting to 1 Bitcoin. Okay, so that's what's up. What up, Carlos? Carlos Jaramillo in the house. What up? Good to see you in here. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carlos. Some air horns for you. Yeah, so we're trying to generate some extra revenue besides our 100 days of saving in Bitcoin challenge, and in addition to that, we're trying to do, in addition to our DCA to BTC, right? For $20 a day, we're not going to get to 1 Bitcoin at this rate, so we need to add other ways to add funding to our show, so we can catalog the actual process, what it takes to get to 1 Bitcoin. Okay. As an additional thing that we're going to do on the show for on this channel, for more views possibly, is I'm gonna do this. I already bought this, so I'm gonna do this. I went ahead and I bought this thing. It's a microphone holder, but you put your lapel mic in here. I have like a little wireless lapel mic that I use when I record videos. You put it in here, right? And then you cover it with the foam, orange for Bitcoin orange, right? And I haven't printed out the stickers yet, but I'm print out some stickers here that say, like, on the Stack Bitcoin Show, maybe the gag QR code that we have going, right? You don't have enough Bitcoin QR code. And then I'm gonna go out and hit the streets and do some interviews with people, like, would you rather have $100 or 1 Bitcoin? Those kind of questions like that, right? And see how those videos do, because that'd be kind of fun. Especially, there's a lot of people that come to San Diego that are visiting from out of town, different parts of the world. Well, it used to be that case, right? And I think it would be fun to just get an idea of the average tourist, like how familiar they are with Bitcoin, what it is, and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, hey, do you know what Bitcoin is? Sure, and they can say what a Bitcoin is or it doesn't, and I say, all right, so would you rather have 1 Bitcoin or $100? And then they get to answer and they say why, right? And then we get to analyze the answers, and it'll be kind of fun. So that's one of the things I'm planning to do here on this channel as well, for additional videos that are, again, out on the streets, getting interviews and just having a little bit more fun, right? So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I want to show you guys, I'm getting the stuff I need to go out on the streets and hit the streets and ask Bitcoin questions. Okay, so those will be coming out soon enough once I get out there and do some interviews, or have some videos edited and done. Right, cool stuff. What else? Any other announcements? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as announcements goes. All right, let's jump into the first segment of the show, guys. Let's get in it. The Bitcoin strength. The Bitcoin strength is right here at $117,094.14. We had a little bit of a micro dip down to $115,730. Hopefully you guys were able to buy. If not, no worries. Here's the price of Bitcoin today. You can buy 853 Satoshis for a single dollar still. It's pretty good, right? What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So it's easy to become a Satoshi millionaire, right? You can do it. 100 million Satoshis is a Bitcoin, but 1 million Satoshis is very easy to get. It's about $1,170 right now for a million, to become a Satoshi millionaire. Is that how it works? Anyway, I have to do the math. But anyway, let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny will be worth 8.5 Satoshis, 8.5 Satoshis, about 8 Satoshis for a single penny, about 854 Satoshis for a single dollar. That is the Bitcoin strength. All right, that's it. What's up, Carlos? How are you doing today? What's the plan? Halfway through the week. Are you doing anything cool this weekend? I'm so excited about the stuff that I'm doing here, guys, with the show. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of irons in the fire, I guess you could say, right? We're doing the I don't know if you saw this yet, Carlos. We're doing these stickers, and when it's a QR code. It's just a QR code 2x2. And when you scan that QR code, it takes you to this page. This is just a web page that says you don't have enough Bitcoin. It's, of course, my web page, right? The Stack Bitcoin Show web page. But it just takes you to the screen that says you don't have enough Bitcoin. And hopefully we'll see what happens to be able to spread awareness with this QR code as like a little bit of a gag, like a Rickroll style, where you like scan the QR code and you know what it says. You know what it's going to be. It's kind of like a little treasure hunt, I guess you could say, right? We're doing the Stack Bitcoin Show strategy calls now. So if you're new to Bitcoin, you watch the show for a while, you don't want to ask in the chat, but you want to help. You want me to help you set up your Bitcoin strategy, how you buy the Bitcoin, how you take custody of the Bitcoin, how you set up your wallet, all that stuff. I can walk you through it step by step, so you don't have to learn all the steps and be happy to get to the process without making mistakes that you might make as a beginner, right? If you, I'm doing that for $127. That's my fee. $127 for an hour with me on a Zoom call, and we'll go through all of the setup steps to set up your Bitcoin savings solution. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. And then another product that we're doing now, I went ahead and did it this way. We're doing the Bitcoin tracking sheet. I used to give this away on the show, but I realized that this show needs to generate revenue. So I made a better version of it, and it's available for you to download or to clone for the low price of $17. You can have my same tracking sheet. It comes with lifetime of updates and instructional video on how to actually use the stacking sheet. So I just finished shooting the video today. That's done, and everything is up and running. Right, like this is all working. It's already working. It's already like in place. So if any of those products generate any revenue for the show, I will let you guys know. It's like this is super transparent, guys. It's just super transparent. I'm trying to offer something that I think is of value in exchange for some value. And what I'll be doing with that value is I'll be stacking it to Bitcoin immediately and tracking it on our tracker, so you guys can see this show is generating some revenue so that we can continue to stack and get closer to 1 Bitcoin, right? That's the plan. All right, let's get into the next topic of the show, which is, of course, why we stack. So let's do that. Why we stack? Of course, to get to 1 Bitcoin, duh. No, just kidding. We stack because saving in Bitcoin is shielding our savings from inflation, right? I spent about 45 minutes last night on TikTok doing a live stream and just explaining what Bitcoin does and how it is and how it works. And there's definitely a lot more people on TikTok that are new to Bitcoin or like that are curious about Bitcoin at least. And had a lot of people come in, and we might have picked up a couple of subscribers since then, but at least a couple of followers. That account continues to grow, and that's because I think, are you tracking your Apollo mining revenue in the spreadsheet? No. What Apollo? That doesn't exist. No tracking that anywhere, Carlos. But yeah, I'm tracking everything else. That's so funny. Yeah. But so why are we saving Bitcoin? To keep things short and sweet today, today we're gonna do a pretty quick episode. To keep things short and sweet, I have some stuff I wanted to show you. So let's just do this, okay? Why do we save in Bitcoin? We save in Bitcoin because saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours. That is why we stack. Plain and simple, to the point. That is why we save in Bitcoin, because when you save in Bitcoin, your savings can't be debased. If anything, they grow in purchasing power against a dollar the longer you hold them. So when you save in Bitcoin, life gets easier. When you save in dollars, things get more expensive and you have to work harder and harder for the same lifestyle you're already used to. You have to start downgrading your life or getting an extra job just to maintain your current lifestyle. So that's why we save in Bitcoin, because saving in Bitcoin increases our purchasing power, makes the things that we need to sustain our current lifestyle more affordable, right? The more you save in Bitcoin, the cheaper things get. The more you save in dollars, the more expensive things get. Simple as that, okay? So there it is. That's why we stack. Short and sweet and to the point. All right, back on track. ABW in the house. What up? Good to see you in here. Thanks for tuning in. Hope all is well. Round of applause and shout out and round of applause from the live studio audience for ABW. ABW, we're over here trying to generate revenue on the show to continue to stack harder and get to 1 Bitcoin, because we're starting. I came to the realization a couple of months ago, actually a while ago before that, that stacking $20 a day is not going to be enough to get to 1 Bitcoin, and we need to get to 1 Bitcoin. That's the problem. That's the purpose of the show, to get to 1 Bitcoin, to show the process, and to inspire people to get started on their way and not be worried about whether they're too late or not. All right. Let's jump into the third segment of the show. Actually, you know what? Before we jump into the third segment of the show, let's check out this cool thing that I saw today on Pleb Underground. Phil had brought up a screenshot with Wicked's new website, and I think it's pretty cool. Check this out. So I'll show you guys what it looks like first. So first, let's talk about who actually put this website together. This is Wicked. It's obviously like a Bitcoin account, anonymous account. But here's his X profile. My name is Wicked. I'm an Apple who loves art, math, programming, and Bitcoin. Exit fiat, take your Bitcoin into self-custody, and learn UTXO management. Like, it's pretty sound advice, you know, pretty base sound advice. I like it. And he put together this awesome dashboard, I guess you could call it, right? It's called wickedsmartbitcoin.com. Wickedsmartbitcoin.com. We're going to start using this in the show because it looks amazing. There's a lot of details in here, a lot of data that I wanted to check out. So we're going to check it out together. Okay, this is going to be the part. This is going to be halfway. This is going to be the middle section of our show. The middle segment of our show for now. I just want to check it out. So you got all these cool different visualizers that he put together. And we're going to go through each one of them right now. So let's look through them, okay? And Wicked, once again, shout out. Thank you for doing these visualizers. These are awesome. Here we go. Priced $1 USD in terms of Bitcoin. Cool. This is kind of like the chart where it shows the dollar disappearing, right? This is how many Satoshis you can buy for a single dollar. And we're all the way down here. All the way down here at 8.5 Satoshis. No, at 854 Satoshis per dollar. Right? All the way down. 860 Satoshis right now per dollar. Right? It's crazy. And then this one's just a regular chart. Price of 1 BTC in terms of dollars. So the opposite, right? There it is. It's pretty good. 116,232 is pretty update. It looks like it's updating. Pretty good. The next field to look at, let's see, is the next visualizer is, let's see if I can figure this out. Let's see. Bitcoin date, block height, the price, network average, network age in days. Okay. How many days the network's been up? Okay, cool. All the halvings, right? And Bitcoin price distribution, daily closes in each price range. Oh, that's cool. we've had a lot of closes in this. Yeah, that makes sense. In a 10,000 to 100,000 range. Look at that. We've got 112 closes above 100,000. That's cool. It's crazy to see that these spaces up here for like the $1 million close, the $10 million close, and the $10 million to $100 million close. That's awesome. That's like pretty bullish right there, right? Pretty bullish. That's awesome. All right. Next visualizer is the market cap distribution. What is this? How do I read this? Okay, I got the halvings here. And daily closes in each market cap range. Each market cap range. Oh, I got it. So this is how much liquidity is in Bitcoin, the market cap. It's at 2.34 trillion right now. And these are the amount of days that it's closed in that market cap range. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I understand that one. It's crazy. Look at this. Wow, Bitcoin was in 100 to the $1,000 range only for 17 closes. Damn, it's crazy. Man, we've been here a long time, dude. In the 100,000 to $1 trillion range. We were there for a long time, I guess you could say, because now we're up here. Then it goes from 1 trillion to 10 trillion. Dang, that's awesome. Anyway, cool chart. I like this. It gives a different perspective and to think about different things. Let me adjust the screen a little bit so you guys can see Wicked's information down here. Let's see if I could show this. Make it smaller. Shrink this. Oh, there it goes. There, and I can see Wicked's whole screen name. It's at W_S_Bitcoin. They have some sponsors, the BTC Times and the Bitcoin Company, and you can send sats to Wicked over here too. Very cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is the all-time high BTC. All-time high is $122,815. It's pretty good. And drawdown from all-time high. So we're in a minus 3.42% drawdown from the all-time high, which is not a lot. That's nothing, right? Days since we hit an all-time high is 16 days. Oh, I'm covering that with my face. I'm gonna put my face right here for today, just for this part. Days since all-time high is 16. Where put up my face so it doesn't block any data? Maybe over here. Hello. Yeah, put it over here for now. Okay, days since all-time high 16 days. That's pretty good. Okay, next one. That looks very impressive, very cool. Let's see what we have here. Number of days spent at a loss. Oh, okay, cool. So this kind of reflects the green, red trend every year of the yearly candles, right? Days spent at a loss. Hardly any, right? I mean, some, but like still. Purchases made at the all-time high July 14, 2025 at 122,815 have spent 16 days at a loss. 16 days to be in a drawdown is not too bad. All right. Let's see if I can understand this chart. Percentage of 21 million Bitcoin mined. Oh, cool. This is like the supply. Okay. So far, only 94.7% of the Bitcoin supply has been released and is in circulation of the 21 million, right? Supply mined, which is the only way that Bitcoin gets released, is 19,899,537.5 Bitcoin have been released to circulation. That's just the current price up here. What else? The block subsidy, that's the reward for mining a block, is 3.125. That makes sense. First, second, third, fourth. We're in the fifth epoch. That means that we've had four halvings so far. Once we get to the next halving, we'll start the sixth epoch. So we're in the middle of the fifth epoch. That's cool. All right, moving on to the next one. These charts are awesome, by the way. Wicked, if you're watching, I hope you keep these up. These are awesome. Okay, so we got Bitcoin epoch over epoch growth. Yeah, so I think here at the very bottom, this is when Bitcoin was at less than a penny. And it's gone up in price, right? Epoch 1 is here. That's where it ended. Epoch 2 starts here at $10. Crazy, right? And it made it all the way back up, all the way up to like about almost $500, $1,000, something like that. I'd say, yeah, about $900, $800. And then Epoch 3 starts here at $1,000, and that made it up to about, maybe it hit 10K and came back. And then Epoch 4 starts, and that made it up to whatever, 67,000, and back down. And Epoch 4, which is the one, sorry, Epoch 5 started, which is the one we're into now. And look, we have a long way to go before the next halving. We're like a quarter of the way through. 3 more years until the next halving or something like that. And you can still see that each epoch doesn't cross down below the other one, right? It just, if you look at it from epoch to epoch, you haven't seen a point. Well, he got close to doing it here, but you haven't seen a point where it actually drops down or dips and crosses, right? So, I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, the next one is Epoch 5 halving price. Okay, this is how much time we have until the next halving, I think, right? Yeah, we're here. So, move my face again. There it is. So this is the first epoch is right here. Oops, I lost it. Right here. The first epoch is right here. And then it's basically telling you the similar data that you had in the other chart, but continuously in one. I think this is a log chart, and it goes to 160,000 where we're at right now. It's pretty good. And it tells you here where we are 32% into this epoch. When it gets to 100%, it'll be the Bitcoin halving, and the reward will drop. Will be cut in half again, and we'll start Epoch 6. Crazy. All right, this looks complicated, but let's see if I can figure out what it's about. Leading zeros. Oh, I think this has to do with difficulty. Yep, perfect. This has to do with mining, right? And the current hash rate is 913.55 exahash, which is a ton of hash. Difficulty is, wow, crazy. Okay, so in order to target hash rate, epoch difficulty is 450. Okay, block hash, block height. Okay, lowest hash block height. Okay, so getting leading zeros, it makes it is difficult to have that many leading zeros in a row when you're just randomly doing 256 hashes. And so when you get a hash like this, that basically wins you the block, the privilege to be able to mine the next block. So this is the actual nuts and bolts right here, guys. This is the actual data that you. This is the actual, yeah. I would say the nuts and bolts, right? If they want the blocks, if the hash rate increases, and there's more people hashing and trying to find the block, trying to get 19 leading zeros, right? And somebody starts finding it sooner than 10 minutes, then they make this they make it more difficult by increasing the number of leading zeros you have to get to mine the next block, right? And that's cool because that's the way the network adjusts for new members to the mining community, right? Or new miners. If like all of a sudden half the miners get wiped out and the hash rate decreases by half for whatever reason, then it'll take longer than 10 minutes to get the next hash because it'll be too difficult for that many people searching for it. So that what they'll do is they'll reduce the number of leading zeros for you to get a valid hash, and then win the right or the privilege to be able to mine the next block. So that's how the network adjusts for itself. So it doesn't matter if you have a couple of people mining or a bajillion people mining, the algorithm will still be able to adjust the difficulty so that no matter what, the timing of the blocks coming out of Bitcoin will be 10 minutes apart. And that's really cool. It's a really elegant solution. I love it. All right. Next, we are going over to annualized issuance rate, monetary inflation, and Epoch 5. Cool. Okay. So even though we say that Bitcoin is inflation resistant, it does have a little bit of inflation because there is unreleased Bitcoin, like we just reviewed earlier, right? We have like 94.7% or something like that that's been released. Well, the rest of it is going to get released over time until the year about 2140, I think, or something like that. But as that's happening, since theoretically it's new supply to the Bitcoin network that hasn't been released yet, so it was locked up, you do have a little bit of a what you would call or interpret as inflation within the Bitcoin network, but it's not anywhere near the real rate of inflation that is the dollar, right? So this is the rate here. You're looking at about less than 1%. Oh, here it is. The annualized issuance rate, the inflation rate, I guess you could say, of Bitcoin. The target is 0.83% in this epoch, and we're actually at less, so 0.64%, which is, I don't know why there's a big discrepancy there. But the way it works, since every epoch you get a reduction in the issuance in the reward for mining the next block, the annualized issuance rate will continue to go down. It'll get halved again and halved again and halved again, to the point where it'll be kind of insignificant, the inflation rate of Bitcoin, and then eventually we would have mined and released all 21 million Bitcoin, and at that point, then the inflation rate of Bitcoin will be zero. It probably might even be zero. It will probably be zero or less than zero, like because at some point the level of issuance is gonna. Sorry, let me explain this again. So, at some point, even though you're still releasing new Bitcoin, the rate at which Bitcoin is being lost lost will overcome the rate of new Bitcoin being released. So you'll end up with the net of zero inflation or negative inflation, right? Because you'll have more people losing it than Bitcoin's coming out, right? So anyway, that's kind of something to think about, ponder. All right, I'm not sure what this one is, but let's figure it out. This says, okay, so date and time. Okay, I think this is the current block. The current block, 9,007,848 block of Bitcoin. That's a block size, blockchain size. This is all of Bitcoin. All the transactions of Bitcoin that have ever happened. It's less than a terabyte of data. It's crazy, right? This is a good one to visualize kind of what the blocks do. All right, this looks complicated. Let's see if we can figure out what it does. Oh, what's up, Pipeline Podcast in the house? Hey, Roman, I can't help but think I'm missing something whenever I see Matt buying more BTC. Oh yeah. Whenever I see this is my more BTC on average daily, then I'm doing mine. Shouldn't BTC be exploding, or is it just really Bitcoiners selling? Well, you had that one big whale or that big wallet sell, like, was it 8,000 or 80,000 Bitcoin and just like cash out like last week or the week before. So it might be partially because of that, but like, don't lose faith. Don't get distracted, man. It's just Bitcoin's gonna do what it's gonna do, and it's always gonna do it. That's the beauty of it. So you just keep stacking. Don't worry about you should only be stacking enough. You should only be stacking what you don't feel like you need immediately. So you're not in a situation where if the Bitcoin price does drop, you're gonna get scared and sell. Just if it does drop and you're in a good situation, just buy some more. Let's see. Yes, I agree. Strange, isn't it? Personally, I think the OGs are selling on the OTC market, so there is no price discovery. Yeah, that's exactly what it might be. ABW. I forget who put out that video. It might have been Pleb Underground. I'm not sure. Where they had a guy sell, like, I don't know how much of Bitcoin it was. It was a lot, but it was part of an estate, and it's possible that some of these OGs left their Bitcoins and inherited it to somebody that doesn't understand what it is or what it does, and they just basically sold out. They sold it all and decided that they could use that value to invest in something different, right? Or whatever. But that stuff's gonna happen. But the cool part about that is, even with such a big sale, like the Bitcoin market absorbed it, dude. It wasn't a big deal. I think we're just down for a couple of days, right? So maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's what's happening today. Someone else is selling some Bitcoin OTC, and I don't know. But the long and the short of it is, I mean, I was talking to Hard Hodl today in our Discord, and yeah, it's just a day to day. You know, if you zoom out, you look at it on the even on the daily might be too zoomed in. We're up, like we're still up from last week. What? 7% since last week, right? Or the week before that. So, and then you zoom out to like the weekly candle, and we're doing good. We're doing well, right? Like we're up. We're so close to all-time high. We're so close to the all-time high. We're hanging out in all-time high. So yeah, nothing to worry about if you've been stacking appropriately, which means you've been stacking only what you can do without for a couple of years. Okay. All right, let's get back on track with these cool diagrams that Wicked put out. They're awesome. Okay, let's see if we can figure out what this one does. I think this one just tells you, UTXOs. Excuse me. Tells us the number of UTXOs in each value range. Let's see. Oh, here we go. 1 Bitcoin. 10. Is that in dollars? Oh, value range in dollars. Interesting. What up, Hard Hodl in the house? Round of applause for the live studio audience for Hard Hodl. Also ABW and Pipeline Podcast. Sorry I didn't see you guys earlier. All right. This is kind of a cool chart too. The distribution of hodlers, percentage of Bitcoin mined. We already covered that, but the distribution of hodlers. This is basically how long you've held Bitcoin in a certain wallet, right? So, for example, these ones here in the dark, shady area, they're wallets that have been holding Bitcoin for longer than 20 years, right? And you're considered a long-term holder, I guess, if you've held it for 5 years or more, 5 to 7 years, 5 years and more, you'd be in the long-term range, right? And this chart is showing you that people are holding their Bitcoin, and as it travels to the right, the very right here being like the present day or whatever, you see that more and more people are hodling. They're holding it, right? If this chart was to be going down here, dipping, and people were selling, they would show you that people are getting rid of it, and we're losing the older coins. Not losing the older coins, but people are moving their older coins, right? Because as soon as you move a coin, it goes back into the less than 1 day up here in the red, right? So even that, dude, like short term is 6 months. The bands are pretty thin, right? And this is probably all cycling through. For example, like we're DCAing, right? So yeah, when we DCA today, we're gonna be in the 1 day range, and then next week we'll be in the 1 day to 1 week range. So you can see the cascade effect here in the chart, and the fact that those are getting wider as you go down is a good sign as well too, I think, because it's just the Bitcoin that you're saving today making its way through the chart. And as long as these bands keep getting thicker, and you start seeing, like this purple band is awesome, 10 to 15 years, that's great, right? What is this? Blue is a 7 to 10 years, and then that one. So where we're at, our show stack would be probably in the 2 year range. So we're medium, right? We're like around right here somewhere. Super cool. DCA to BTC is better than DCA to BTC is better than stacking too close to the sun. That's right. It's a good point. All right, this one is let's see the latest post. Bitcoin supply distribution and age by realized price. This one looks super complicated, and I'd have to let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, this is showing us the Bitcoin price, realized price. I'm not sure what the realized price means. Is that what people sold at. It's kind of hard to see because it's really small on the screen. Let's see if I can zoom it out more. Yeah, it's hard to. I'll have to analyze this one and figure out what we're seeing here. But it's the compound annual growth rate CAGR. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Compound annual growth rate of Bitcoin, of just holding Bitcoin, I think so it means. So over 12 years, it's got 80% CAGR. Okay, over 4 years, a 29% CAGR. I wonder how accurate this one is, or how it's calculated. Interesting. I need to do the research and figure out how exactly CAGR is. How you figure that out? That's cool. I would have thought that this 4-year CAGR would have been higher, right? Just based on our stack, you know, we've doubled our stack in 2 years, so that's got to be a little bit different. I don't know. Maybe this is accounting for, yeah. Maybe this is looking back 4 years and it's accounting for the big dip we had and stuff. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. But yeah, we'll check on that one. But this is a cool chart too. Okay, daily DCA cost basis, weighted average cost basis. Okay. Okay. $50 weekly DCA starting in 2018. Gold versus Bitcoin. Oh, that's a cool chart. That's a cool chart. If you started stacking in 2018 and you started saving $50 in Bitcoin DCA, what is that, daily or monthly? What is that? I don't know, right? Anyway, if you started DCAing the same amount into gold and the same amount into Bitcoin, you would have invested $19,750 in each, and your gold would be up to $37,000, right? It's not bad, but your Bitcoin would be up to $161,649. So that's like really good, right? So really easy way to visualize what you should be saving in, right? When people say like, oh, you should be saving in gold, right? You look at this chart and backdate it since then, and you would have been doing better in Bitcoin, right? All right, next one. 200-day moving average. Okay, these are all. I'm gonna skip that one. Top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. Okay. Man, I didn't. Yeah. So the market cap of Bitcoin is like more than 4 times the market cap of Ethereum. The market cap of Bitcoin is like, I don't know, 10 times, more than 10 times the market cap of XRP, and then it goes downhill from that. So yeah, I mean, there is no second best, boys. And what else we got here? I think this is just the current price of Bitcoin, the block height not stuff. I think did we cycle through already? Oh, the yearly candles, green, 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 red, green, 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 red. We might see red in 2026, right? That's according to the pattern. But then it's 3 more. But then it's 3 more years of uptime. What up, Carl? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carl. We have here. These are all the different pushes up since I guess the different epochs. Oh no, the halvings. Yeah. What else do I have here? All right. Oops. I think. Oh, this is a good one. The price of Bitcoin percentage up in the past year. Yeah. Okay. This feels more accurate for our experience, for our stacking experience. Bitcoin's up about 77% for the past year. It's been up in 2 years. For 2 years, in a 2-year window, it's up 302%. In a 3-year window, it's up 397%, and in a 4-year window, it's up 200%. That makes sense. It's crazy. So if you look at these numbers and you say, well, why didn't our stack on the show grow by 200%? It's because we didn't buy all of our stack at the beginning of the 4-year mark, or at the beginning of the 2-year mark. We've been buying it through the 2 years, not buying it all at once at the beginning of the year, right? So that's why we have some variances from this. That's why our stack is only about 100% up, when over the past 2 years Bitcoin has grown over 300%. Right? Let me move my face. There it is. About 300% right there. Right there. Okay. Cool. So lots of cool charts. Again, these are put out by Wicked. and he made up a website for it. Very cool stuff. I like the way it's laid out. Very informative charts. And you can get there by going to wickedsmartbitcoin.com. And shout out to Wicked again for making this cool resource for the community. Much appreciated, and thanks for doing that very much. All right. We're back from that expedition. We're back from the field trip. Let's get back into the regularly scheduled program and get into today's Stack Recap, because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We actually do it every weekday, and here is the stack for 2025. Let's kick things off with that. In 2025, we saved $4,620 into Bitcoin, just stacking, not caring what the price is. We show up, we buy the Bitcoin, and we live our life. We take the Bitcoin off the exchange, and we continue repeat as best as we can. So far, we're up about 23% for 2025. In 2024, we did the same thing, and we bought $7,245 worth of Bitcoin. Today, that's worth $14,338 for a gain of about 95.2%. And if you look back at our full strategic Bitcoin reserve for the show, strategic Bitcoin reserve is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, guys. We're just kind of making fun of people that say it's just funny. I guess it technically is a strategic Bitcoin reserve for this channel, but it's just a flashy word, trying to be relevant. So, our strategic Bitcoin reserve for the whole lifespan of the show is our DCA process that we do here every weekday. We've gained about 111% on our savings, and we've done a bunch of other things to generate extra revenue, like the 100-day Bitcoin Savings Challenge. We're midway through our second batch of that. 21moto.com project, our side hustles, and my Reclaim BTC project, for a total of 0.40432840 BTC on the show. It's crazy. 0.4 BTC. I know it doesn't seem like a lot if you're a heavyweight whale Bitcoin stacker and you've had Bitcoin for a long time. 0.4 BTC is not a big deal to you, right? But to us, it's a big deal because we've been able to document the process of going from 0 BTC on May 22nd, 2023, Bitcoin Pizza Day, getting our first 18,000 Satoshis for $5, all the way to 0.4 BTC so far, and we hope to have the whole process documented of getting to 1 Bitcoin. I understand. You might be thinking to yourself, $20 buys ain't going to get you to 1 BTC. I get it. I know it's not going to get me to 1 BTC. But the idea here is that I stack consistently and without fail, right? The whole Bitcoin will come because we're also going to start doing things on this show and through this channel to monetize it, of course. All the revenue is going to go towards expanding our holdings for the show and making us get closer and closer to getting the actual 1 Bitcoin, right? Which is the plan. So it's super good. Okay. We've launched a couple products here on the show. We've launched the one-on-one Bitcoin strategy calls, where I walk you through step by step, setting up your buying options, setting up your buying Bitcoin for your exchange for buying Bitcoin. I teach you how to take it off the exchange, how to put it into your own wallet that you have the keys for. I show you how to set up your wallet in a way that I don't have to be exposed to your seed phrase. I teach you how to do all that stuff. If you don't know how to do it yourself, I can walk you through it for a small fee, and that small fee is $127. But if you pay in Bitcoin, it's 0.008 Bitcoin, something like that, right? It's like 21% off if you pay in Bitcoin. Anyway, the point of that is for us to be able to generate revenue from this channel to get us closer to 1 Bitcoin. We're going to track every single purchase of those strategy calls. I'm going to track every single one on the sheet. I'm not going to say who it is or whatever, right? But I am going to tell you guys that I had a one-on-one call with somebody, and I was able to help them get onboarded onto the Bitcoin saving strategy, right? And then I'm also doing a version of this spreadsheet here you see on the screen, for stackers that want to start stacking on their own and just want to keep track of their Bitcoin the way I keep track of my Bitcoin here on the show. I made up a new form that's like takes out all this extra stuff that I'm doing for the reclaim BTC and all that stuff, and just gives you a better version of it that you can use as a beginner or as a Bitcoin stacker to keep track of all your buys and be able to show, hey, look, that buy, I bought it on that day and I paid $5 for it and it's worth $21 today. That's pretty cool, right? You'll be able to show all your portfolio here. You'll be able to see all of your stacking activity and see how close you are to your goal, right? Maybe your goal is just to get to 0.1 Bitcoin, right? And this will show you what you've saved, how much it is in Satoshi, so you can track when you become a Satoshi millionaire. And yeah, it's pretty good. That's one of the things that we're doing here on the show. Okay. All right. What else we have here? We went through all of the data. We know that in 2025, our average buy price is 98,000, and the price of Bitcoin today is 117,000. So today we're going to buy, once again, $20 worth of Bitcoin for the Stack Bitcoin show on a Wednesday, right? And now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy, there's only one thing left to do. Not that. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. Let's go. That's funny. All right. We have arrived at the Bitcoin purchasing portion of the show. I'm going to open up my phone here. Bring up the Strike app, which is my go-to exchange right now. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to hit buy. I'm going to key in $20. There it is. Hit next. Select my funding option and hit, cut the music, hit the drum roll, hit confirm, and here we go. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin right now on the Stack Bitcoin show, live Monday through Friday. Come visit. There it is. Just like that, we purchased an additional money. 16,876 Satoshis, and that will be added to the tracking sheet right now, live during the show. Today is 7/30/25. The price of Bitcoin we deserve today is $117,385.64 Bitcoin. We bought $20 worth, and that got us 0.0001687 Bitcoin. 16,876 Satoshis have been added to the stack. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I'm going to copy this data. We're going to put it into the spreadsheet, into the strategic Bitcoin reserve spreadsheet. We have, there it is. Boom, boom, boom. All right. There it is. And our final total for today, after today's buy, is 0.4044917 Bitcoin. I can't believe we're already halfway through getting that second digit turned from a 0 to a 1. Damn. Okay. We're still about $11,191 away from half a Bitcoin. But we're making progress, guys. Slow and steady. Continuing to figure out ways to generate revenue to get to 1 Bitcoin. Right? I'm sharing the journey, guys. I'm sharing the journey of getting there. I'm sharing the journey of what I'm trying to do to generate extra income so that we can get to that 1 Bitcoin. And I really want to have that whole journey documented of going from 0 BTC to 1 BTC. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Like, we're almost halfway there, and I just want to do it before Bitcoin runs away from us. That's why I'm pushing all these extra stuff, doing all these extra things that I can try to figure out to generate more revenue. So there you go. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Do me a favor. If you have somebody that wants to get set up with Bitcoin, but they don't want to go through and do the research and know how to do it themselves, they want somebody that could just walk them through it step by step, send them my way. Please send them my way, because I'll be able to teach them how to get to how to start their Bitcoin journey, right? And if you have somebody that just doesn't, that is interested in, I'll bring it up on the screen. There you go. Stack Bitcoin Show strategy call. All you gotta do is go to stackbitcoinshow.com. I put a link at the top now. So when you get to stackbitcoinshow.com, you're gonna get this. It's about the show, what the show is about. I describe everything we do here on the show, right? And if they're interested in getting help with setting up their Bitcoin solution, their Bitcoin savings strategy, I could get on a call with them. Okay, like I said, we already went over the pricing, but this is how you sign up. You go here, you say book your call. It opens up a website for you with my schedule, with my available time slots. You hit set up Bitcoin strategy call. You pick the date that works for you. In this case, only Thursday would work this week. Next week, you can look at those days. Pick a date. Pick a time slot that works for you, and hit next. And then you fill out the information so that I know what to expect and how much prep I need. If you already know how to do some basic stuff, then I'll just walk you through the rest of it. Right? You pay the consulting fee, and you schedule, and it goes on my calendar, and that's it. We're locked in. You're gonna get an invite to a Zoom meeting, and we're gonna get on live, and we're gonna hash through what we need to do and get you set up, and get your stack Bitcoin strategy figured out for you. Okay. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not gonna tell you how much to invest or why to invest. This is me giving you technical direction on how to actually get things done safely and efficiently, so that you don't have to go through and do all the research yourself. You already have at the point when you book this call, it's because you've already decided to start saving in Bitcoin, but you just want to do it the right way and not make a mistake in setting up your wallet and buying your Bitcoin on an exchange where you can't withdraw from it, for example, like Robinhood, right? You want to make sure you set up your seed phrase correctly, you're backing it up correctly, and you set up your wallet correctly, whatever the type of wallet you want to set up, whether you want to do single sig or multi-sig, I can help you with all that stuff, okay? But I'm not going to do it anymore for free. This is going to be things that I'm going to charge for going forward. So again, that revenue that this generates comes right back into the show, and it's so that we can continue to get closer and closer to 1 Bitcoin on the show, okay? The other thing that we're doing also that just launched last night, I just finished doing the video for it this morning, is the premium tracking sheet. Okay, if you already know about Bitcoin and you want to support me and you want to track your Bitcoin buys like I track my Bitcoin buys here on the show, it's basically a optimized version of the tracker that we use here on the show. You can use it to track your Bitcoin, and yeah, it's a nice thing to have, because of course you'll be able to show whoever is important in your life, like your spouse or your whoever, your family or your friends that you're trying to convince about Bitcoin. You can show them this exact spreadsheet, but with your data, right? And it'll be like, look, I started saving Bitcoin back on May 22nd, 2023. I bought $5 worth of Bitcoin. It's worth $21. That one buy. Now, my savings are $15,000, and today it's worth $32,000 just by the virtue of being in Bitcoin instead of saving it in dollars. Boom. There it is, right? So anyway, that's all available, ready to go. It's already working. All you got to do is go to stackbitcoinshow.com and click on whichever one suits you. But yeah, so if you have any people you want to send that link to, by all means, please do. And yeah, that's another revenue generating thing that we're going to do here on the show to try to get closer and closer to 1 Bitcoin, and hopefully we get there before it runs away from us. Okay, sweet. What else? I think that's all I have for you guys today. It's getting close to the 3 o'clock hour here in the Pacific, in the West Coast. So let's go ahead and kick on the music and start to wrap this puppy up. All right. Once again, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Slow and steady, guys. We're making progress. Remember, the important part here is to build that habit of continuously of just sticking to your DCA schedule, right? Continue to stick to your DCA schedule and let the price scare you in either direction. Continue to buy. Do what you need to do to continue your DCA in a manner that's not going to put you in a weird situation. And as you can see, as we've proven now here on the show, slow and steady, you'll continue to gain more purchasing power over time, and you'll be a lot better off, right? So I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Bye, guys.